contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening, this is the 5FM Radio News, the headlines. Opposition PF Presidential Hope for Makebi Zulu condemns passage of Bill number 7. RPP leader defends PF MPs who supported Constitution Amendment Bill number 7. And US accused of using illegal workers at center processing refugee claims in South Africa. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. Opposition Patriotic Front Presidential Hope for Makebi Zulu has condemned the passage of Bill number 7, describing it as a betrayal of public trust and a moral failure by those entrusted to safeguard the Republic. Addressing the media this afternoon, Mr. Zulu said the decision wounded the confidence of Zambians who believed their representatives would act in the national interest. He stressed that the Zambian spirit remains unbroken, so has strengthened citizens' resolve to demand integrity, accountability, and justice. Mr. Zulu maintained that what transpired in Parliament does not reflect the Patriotic Front, but rather nation overriding national duty. He went to unity, service, and inclusive leadership. A hopeful place to lead a transparent, people-driven constitution-making process drawn from communities across the country, while strengthening the independence of governance institutions.
He is celebrated rather than stifled, and where the pursuit of prosperity is not hindered by corruption or favoritism. In this land of work and joy, we shall create jobs for our youth through industrialization. We shall also ensure that Zambia's natural resources and energy save our people first. No longer shall our industries be starved while others thrive at our expense. Our energy, our minerals, and our agriculture will fuel Zambian progress and dignity. Our administration will restore international respect for our beloved country. We will rebuild relations torn by arrogance and neglect.
Of pangolins, the Temminck's crown pangolin listed as vulnerable and the white-bellied tree pangolin classified as endangered. Despite the vital role in ecosystems, pangolins remain among the most heavily trafficked mammals globally, targeted primarily for meat. Identified as both a source and transit country for the illegal pangolin trade. The pangolin conservation documentary was is last evening. Minister Kumba government's unwavering commitment to safeguarding pangolins through strong partnerships, enforcement, and active community participation. The Protect the Pangolins initiative, established in 2018, was launched in response to a sharp escalation in illegal pangolin trafficking at the time. The for Humanity Zambia and Vision Fund Zambia have signed a memorandum of understanding MOU to provide affordable and sustainable housing finance solutions to low-income households across the country. The partnership aims to expand access to finance, financial protection, resilience, and opportunity for low-income Zambians. Vision Fund Zambia has demonstrated a strong commitment to financial inclusion, extending affordable financial solutions and to marginalized communities. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the Chief Executive Officer of the Vision Fund Zambia, Simon Ziva, stated that HFHZ and Vision Funds understand that poverty is not only about limited income, but about vulnerability, risks, and unforeseen life events. Mr. Ziva noted that through this partnership, Zambians can access financial services with dignity and confidence, knowing that insurance is embedded within these financial solutions.
What we see is such as illness and unforeseen life events that can easily reverse years of hard and progress. So we see this as an opportunity that we need to solve in the livelihood in the communities where we serve. Over the years, Vision Fund has demonstrated a strong commitment to financial inclusion by extending affordable financial services to communities that are often excluded from the formal financial system through its outreach to micro entrepreneurs, smallholder farmers, and informal sector workers.
Also speaking at the ceremony, National Director for Habitat for Humanity Zambia, Ruth Mitimingi Nabutali, added this partnership aims to address the critical need for decent housing and access to housing finance, particularly in underserved communities. She noted that in 2023 housing markets research study, only 2% of households in Zambia have access to formal housing finance products, forcing many families to rely on informal financing options. Ms. Navutalis then said that today's occasion is more than a formal agreement, but a representative that she knows, or that shows rather, the shared commitment to work together in unlocking dignified, affordable, and sustainable housing financing solutions for low-income households across Zambia.
Deep sense of purpose that we are here before you today to mark the signing of this memorandum of understanding between Habitat for Humanity Zambia and Vision Fund Zambia. Today's occasion is more than just a formal agreement. It represents a shared commitment to work together in unlocking dignified, affordable, sustainable housing finance for low-income households across Zambia. This agreement signifies a strategic collaboration aimed at addressing two critical needs within our communities. Number one, we are talking to access to decent housing.
The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has launched the revised Cash for Work program, introducing key improvements aimed at enhancing efficiency, transparency, and impact at community level. Speaking at the launch held this afternoon, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Gift Sialubalo said the Cash for Work program is designed to provide temporary employment opportunities to vulnerable individuals within communities. Mr. Sialubalo explained that the revised program will also improve payment and disbursement systems, particularly in rural areas with limited or no network coverage. He said the through the use of cash and electronic payment, e-payment systems.
Additionally, the screening and identification of potential beneficiaries shall be assessed and verified by district officials from the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, and the local authority using a cash for work application tool. Further to strengthen the transparency of this process, the list of potential beneficiaries will be subjected to further data analysis.
Earlier, the Ministry's Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Nicholas Perry, disclosed that under the second phase of the Cash for Work program, 10 tipper trucks have been procured to support program implementation. Mr. Perry further noted that during the first phase of the program, 500,000 households were targeted each month.
Also, has the Honorable Minister mentioned that upon the successful completion of the phase one, Cabinet, through the leadership of Excellency the President, found it wise to extend the cash for work to the phase 2. And so this occasion is the launch of the phase 2 Cash for Work. There are a few lessons, Honorable Minister, that we picked up from the phase 1 implementation, which I know that in your launch you'll be able to highlight some of the changes that we have made to ensure that the phase 2 Cash for Work is implemented seamlessly.
Zambia has strengthened its global climate engagement after securing key bilateral agreements and investment commitments during COP30 held in Berlin, Brazil, positioning the country to unlock tangible financial benefits from climate action. Green Economy and Environment Permanent Secretary Dr. Doti Chibamba said Zambia reaffirmed its cooperation with Norway under a bilateral agreement initially signed at COP29. He explained that the two countries have agreed to sign a commercial mitigation outcome purchase agreement in the first quarter of 2026, a deal which will mark Zambia's first direct financial gains from carbon market cooperation. Dr. Chibamba further revealed that a major milestone was achieved with Switzerland, which signed a bilateral agreement with Zambia in November 2025 under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. Under the agreement, Switzerland will serve as an off-taker of carbon credits generated from approved mitigation projects in Zambia. He said the Switzerland agreement is expected to attract investment, create jobs, increase state revenue, support technology transfer, and enhance community livelihoods. Dr. Chiramba also disclosed that engagements were held with Finland, discussing or focusing on forest governance, green industry development, and capacity building in areas such as adaptation, the circular economy, and natural resource management as well. He noted that Finland reaffirmed its continued support to Zambia's forestry sector, including sustainable forest management and community-based livelihoods programs. Meanwhile, Zambia's presidential representative at COP30, Dr. James Wakiaga, said the country reaffirmed its climate ambition through its third nationally determined contribution, NDC 3.0. He stated that Zambia has committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 2030 while prioritizing the protection of women, youth, children, and other vulnerable groups disproportionately affected by climate change. COP30 delivered key global outcomes, including commitments to boost adaptation finance, mobilize up to 1.3 trillion United States dollars annually for climate action by 2035, and accelerate the implementation of the Paris Agreement. Republican Progressive Party RPP leader Leslie Chikose has cautioned individuals attacking Patriotic Front PF members of parliament who voted in favor of the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill number 7 of 2025, calling on them to immediately desist. Mr. Chikose has alleged that some attacks against PF MPs have been sponsored and described them as unjustified, stating that the lawmakers chose a progressive path by supporting the bill in line with the aspirations of the people, the future of the country, and the interests of women. Had little option but to support the bill, national interests, and provide certainty in the administration of electoral processes and elections. Mr. Chikose said there is nothing wrong with what these members of parliament did. They supported what is right. Bill 7 means well for this country. He has expressed annoyance at what he termed unnecessary attacks on members of parliament because they saw nothing wrong with it and acted responsibly. Mr. Chikose has stressed that PF MPs who supported Bill number 7 should feel they betrayed anyone because they acted correctly in the national interest. He said this bill is important to the country as it will bring certainty to the administration of elections. Stand by for business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global.
asserted smuggled alcoholic beverages, resulting in a revenue loss estimated at over 4.4 million kwacha. The interceptions were made over a 4-day period at the Kafue checkpoint. The offenses detected included undervaluation and misclassification of goods, origin fraud, under-declaration, and outright smuggling. Zedric Corporate Communications Manager Oliver Nzala said all the seized goods were imported through the Kazungula one-stop border post. Mr. Nzala disclosed that the seized consignment comprised 11,442 cases of spirits coolers, 1,430, 148 cases of Four Cousins natural sweet wine, and 2,290 cases of assorted whiskies. Importers and transporters involved in similar illegal activities received their goods and trucks seized and forfeited to the state, in addition to forcing prosecution in the courts of law. Mr. Nzala emphasized that by taking decisive action against fraudulent activities, the authority aims to promote legitimate trade and protect government revenue. Ends the business news, and in news from across our borders, South Africa has accused the U.S. of using Kenyan nationals who did not have work permits at the facility processing applications by white South Africans for refugee status. 7 Kenyans were arrested after intelligence reports revealed that people had recently entered South Africa on tourist visas and had illegally taken up work at the center, said a statement from South Africa's Department of Home Affairs. The BBC has approached the U.S. State Department for a comment. While the U.S. is trying to reduce overall levels of migration, it says that members of South Africa's white Afrikaner community can get asylum because they face persecution, a claim South Africa's government strongly rejects. And in sports news, the South Africa futsal national team has arrived in Zambia ahead of a 2 international friendly match against Zambia. Zambia and South Africa will square off on Friday at 18:30 hours at Automotive Futsal Arena in the industrial area and play the second match on Sunday at 16 hours at the same venue. The two sides are using their friendly matches as part of preparations for the Futsal AFCON qualifiers set for next year. Stand by for the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Western, Northwestern, Southern, Lusaka, Luapula, and Copperbelt provinces, including the western districts of Central Province, mainly cloudy with rain and occasional thunder. Northern, Muchinga, and Eastern provinces, including the eastern districts of Central Province, mainly cloudy with a chance of rain and occasional thunder. That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Opposition Patriotic Front Presidential hopeful Makebi Zulu has condemned the passage of Bill number 7, describing it as a betrayal of public trust and a moral failure by those entrusted to safeguard the Republic. Republican Progressive Party leader Leslie Chikose has questioned individuals attacking Patriotic Front members of Parliament who voted in favor of the Constitution of Zambia, Amendment Bill number 7 of 2025, calling on them to immediately desist. And finally, South Africa has accused the U.S. of using Kenyan nationals who did not have work permits at a facility processing applications by white South Africans for refugee status. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy Hour of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.